This fucking guy. Honestly, this guy really is the embodiment of the people. Look at this. Happy birthday, President Trump. I mean, look at what that goblin wife of his looks like. I mean, she looks like Chucky from what's it called? I can't remember. Disgusting. Again, this is all done for the American audience.
A double happy birthday. First, happy birthday to you, President Donald J. Trump. You've been an extraordinary leader. Decisive, courageous, clear vision, clear action.
If he was decisive and courageous, he would be fucking flattening you right now. Mate, he's not decisive, he's not courageous, he's your bitch.
Done great things for Israel. You've been an extraordinary friend to the Jewish state and to me personally. We've known each other for many years, and we appreciate what you're doing now, helping protect Israeli lives against the criminal regime in Iran. I want to wish also a 250th happy birthday to the American Army. The men and women of the armed services of the United States have protected freedom for 2.5 centuries. We would not have a free world without you. Thank you on behalf of free peoples everywhere. Today, Israel is defending freedom in the Middle East and beyond. We're doing so against a tyrannical and radical Iranian regime that wants to build atomic bombs to destroy us and wants to build ballistic missiles, including intercontinental ballistic missile, to be able to threaten anyone and everywhere in the world. By defending ourselves, we're also defending others. We're defending our Arab neighbors, our Arab friends in peace.
It's just. Oh, thanks so much. Where would we be without you?
Defending Europe. We're helping defend also
defending everyone.
The United States, which helps us all.
Again, that's right. How does anyone believe this?
This is an important mission. Right now, the Iranian regime is bombing our civilian neighborhoods while we are targeting the terrorists. Now, this is not new. They've tried to assassinate President Trump twice. They bombed American embassies.
They tried to assassinate Trump twice, did they? Really?
Killed 241 Marines in Beirut. They killed and injured thousands of Americans with their IEDs in Iraq and Afghanistan. They burn the American flag. They chant endlessly, "Death to America." Our enemy
starting to like them.
Is your enemy. And by doing what we're doing, we're dealing with something that will threaten all of us sooner or later. Our victory will be your victory. How do we intend to achieve that victory? Well, we've already done great things. We've taken out their senior military leadership. We've taken out their senior technologists who are leading the race to build atomic weapons that will threaten us, but not only us. We've done all that and many other things. But we are also aware of the fact that there's more to be done. So we're preparing. We paved the way to Tehran, and our pilots over the skies of Tehran will deal blows to...
Again, this guy's a lunatic.
The Ayatollah regime that they cannot even imagine. And I can tell you this. We have indications that senior leaders in Iran are already packing their bags. They sense what's coming. I'll tell you what would have come if we hadn't acted. We had information that this unscrupulous regime was planning to give the nuclear weapons that they would develop to their terrorist proxies. That's nuclear terrorism on steroids. That would threaten the entire world. This is what Israel is doing with the support, the clear support of the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and the American people, and many others in the world. So with God's help, and with the goodwill and resolution of all free societies, we shall win.
But again, I am increasingly noticing that lots and lots of people think this is just utter bullshit. And it is very refreshing, because even maybe 2 years ago, people wouldn't have said, I know they were planning another Holocaust. Nobody believes this garbage anymore. And as I keep pointing out to you, when they launched the war on terror in 2001, you had a mostly white America, a mostly white Britain. You had homogenous societies, all gone. You've had the COVID scam, which was a real eye-opener for most, well, not most, but for a lot of people. They saw, and they said they would never trust the government again. And you've got, you look around this country, there's cities where there's no white people anymore. We've been ethnically replaced. So people are like, what are we fighting for? And the only people that are still shilling for this are bought and paid for shills, or they're Jewish, or they're ultra-Zionists, or, let's be blunt about it, they are complete retards. And that's what it does come down to now. Just utter retardation. And yet, Reform are horrific. GB News is just wall-to-wall propaganda. And this is what you have to understand about these people. And Morgoth actually had an absolutely brilliant point, and I'll show you this. Something that I've noticed is that a few years ago, loads of anti-woke podcasters popped up out of nowhere and got massive audiences immediately, Slick Productions from the start. They're now all coming out for Israel. I mean, did they just nod along board to all the TERFs that they interviewed until the moment they arrived? That's just 100% true. And I've been talking about these people. Sometimes I think these guys actually watch me and they get all their cues from me. I'm only kidding. Mayar Tauzé, Winston Marshall, Andrew Gold, Jeff Taylor, all these people. So if you think about it, and this is what I'm trying to say to you is, if you're a Zionist, if you're a non-Jewish Zionist, you are a member of a lunatic cult. Like Toby Young is a member of a lunatic cult. You believe that Jews are somehow this master race, this chosen people, which they're not. They're anything but the opposite. And you have to do everything you can to defend them. And I have to be honest with you, like I don't think I ever went that far, but I mean, I got caught up in all this stuff in like the mid 2010s, like when there was a lot of terror attacks here. And I was like, oh yeah, we've got to fight for Israel and defend Israel. And I mean, I wasn't that public at the time, but I used to think like, because I remember in like 2015, 16, 17, I would follow Tommy Robinson, I'd follow Britain First. But then I started to realize and I started to notice, as we do, we start to notice things. Then, as I say, I started listening more to Fuentes, Keith Woods, Richard Spencer, guys like that. Started listening to Mark Collett. And then, as I say, I knew all this before. I forgot. And then I started remembering again. And then I vividly recall seeing, the real litmus test was what happened in October 23. And it all makes sense. And Steve Laws said this, and this is good to see, because you wouldn't have got this 4 or 5 years ago. You have to be an utter retard to believe this. Your daily reminder, Israel is defending the entire Western civilization. Radical Islam, Israel, Europe. We have radical Islam in Europe. Like, they're still sharing this. Like, you might have got away with this 10 years ago. Well, you did get away with it 10 years ago, but I don't know how anyone can believe that when we have millions of Muslims. You've got mosques that are clearly, pretty radical. So how are they defending us? Yet again, they would be perfectly happy to send millions of Palestinians here. They'd be perfectly happy to send millions of Arabs here as well. So I mean, it's just utter lies across the board. They're attacking gas fields. I mean, it is an all-out war now. They're pushing for regime change. It looks like they're going to try and get rid of the Ayatollah as well. And then just look at this. And I pointed this out at the time. How do you square this? How does Tommy Robinson square this? UK sending more jets to the Middle East. Why would we be sending jets to the Middle East? What is a conflict between the Jewish state and the Islamic Republic of Iran got to do with us? Absolutely nothing. Zero. Zip. Squat. Nada. Nothing. What it does have to do with is Starmer, whose wife is a Jewish Zionist, whose kids are being brought up as Jewish, whose ruling classes and elites around him are all Jewish and all Zionists. And again, and this is where I am quite pleased there are people waking up. A lot of the Tommy Tards, a lot of them are going to look at this and think, why is it that our channel is wide open, tens of thousands of people crossing, we don't know who we are, we don't know where they're from, and nothing happens? Why is it that Axel Radicubana can go and stab 3 kids to death? And when people protest their far right, why is it in Ballymena, when native Britons go out and take the action required to protect their communities, these people are called racists? Yet, when little Israel comes under attack, they are prepared to send our jets. Why are our jets not flying over the English Channel? And it is there now, and no one can deny it. You can't once you see this, you cannot unsee this. Because this is a Zionist-occupied government. This is Zog. Zog is defend Israel at all costs. We don't give a shit about your country. And we don't give a shit about you because we're better than you. And people don't talk about that. These people are Jewish supremacists. They believe that they are ethnically and spiritually superior to us. And we're just goyim, we're just cattle. And the question you have to ask is, the RAF, the British troops that are out there, why are they going and fighting for Israel? And I'm glad I've seen a lot of veterans come out and say, I'm not fighting any more wars, and I'm calling it out, and I'm pleased to see it. But look at this slop that people have to deal with, another absolute cretin, Sean Hannity. What if those missiles were aimed at us? How many would you take before you say enough? Well, Sean, there's a big thing called the Atlantic Ocean, plus there's Africa, plus there's other Arab states, and if you're going to go the other way, I mean, Iran is, halfway around the world compared to you, mate. And he's another total neocon, bootlicking scumbag. These people are all scum and they're liars.
Yourself as an American, ask yourself a simple question. How many missiles would it take from a foreign country and their proxies that would be fired into the USA?
What about all the Americans killed with fentanyl imported from Mexico? What about all the deaths, the abortions? I mean, it's just incredible.
Killing American citizens, terrorizing American citizens before you would want that country stopped.
The reason the Iranians are firing missiles at Israel is because Israel attacked them. They are literally crying out in pain as they strike you. Iran wouldn't launch any missiles on Israel unless Israel attack them. If anything, Iran have shown nothing but restraint through all of this.
Would it be one missile? What's your threshold? 2 missiles, 100 missiles, 1,000, 10,000? You know, what would you expect American leaders to do if this country, the #1 state sponsor of terror, was, according to reports,
The Freudian slip. The #1 sponsor of terror in the world is the USA.
a month to 6 months away from arming themselves with a nuclear weapon, as they have been firing these tens of thousands of missiles throughout the years? Ask
They've
yourself.
not been firing. I mean, this is just genuinely just total lies, total propaganda. But that's Fox News for you. It's funny as well. Remember, like we called out Bill Ackman, the Wall Street hedge fund, the Jewish billionaire who was a lifelong Democrat, and then all of a sudden he's a big Trump fan. Well, here's what Bill Ackman's got to say: Iran will soon be able to take their country back. The time has come. Why can't Americans take their country back? But really, as I said, what's come out today is the shilling, the Zio shilling, and there's been none more so than GB News, founded by Paul Marshall. And this guy's just hilarious. Winston Marshall, who we've called out. Winston reports from Tel Aviv.
Yes.
What they don't tell you is Winston's daddy, right? Winston's daddy owns GB News. Winston Daddy, who has a net worth of 875 million, whose mother is Jewish. He owns GB News, and the GB News are putting him up as this is just this nice little boy from Mumford and Sons who got cancelled because he didn't like the woke. So let me just clarify, this guy doesn't give a shit about vaccines. He doesn't give a shit about vaccine mandates. He doesn't give a shit about woke. He doesn't give a shit about trans. He's only been saying all that stuff to get as many supporters as possible for Israel.
At about 3 a.m. interrupting the beginning of the gay pride celebrations.
So, oh my goodness, Israel's gay pride celebrations have been, oh my goodness, quick sense. What amazing country. What, I thought Winston Marshall was supposed to be a conservative. And those dirty Iranians cancelled gay pride. So, thanks to Iran, they've cancelled gay pride. So who are the bad guys? Douglas called it. As I just point out, all these Red Alert in Tel Aviv, report from Tel Aviv, receive many messages. A huge thank you to you all. Hates Daryl Cooper, who does good work. So these people are just, look, he's reposting Rubio. He's reposting David Collier. Again, these people want you to, and do you know what's actually really good? They're actually finally being exposed for it. They're finally being exposed for, and we're not going to go and die for Israel. We're not going to go and die. Guys, great numbers on tonight, as ever. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, Winston, all of them are at it. All of them are at it. And it's vomit inducing. And they just can't help themselves. And they don't, that's the thing as well, they really don't give a shit about this country. They don't care. They're all at it. I've told you this. They're all the same people. I want to watch some of Bets tonight with Andrew fucking Gold. Fucking fuckers. Honestly, these fucking people. These dispensationalist idiots as well. These Zio cucks. These fucking people. I'm sick of them and their fucking lies. You know, I'm sick of the way people are so supine to them. And just never forget what they did to us during the Falklands War. Israel sold weapons to them. Just absolute scum. What's this? Okay. Tehran in May 2025. Let's see how horrific it is.
Iran.
Why are there women walking about without their heads covered? Hey, I thought Douglas Murray told me this was a theocratic state where women are forced to wear like niqab. Actually, it's a modern secular country. But Douglas Murray, Tommy Robinson told me the women in Iran are all oppressed and everyone feel the mullahs. They aren't lying, are they? I mean, again, like Iran's not this like theocratic state. I mean, if anything, they've probably gone quite woke as well, Iran. It's just so much incredible lies. Lies. I mean, just look at that. There's a woman walking about with her bloody midriff showing. Look.
Iran.
Look. She's walking about with her stomach showing. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. We might find out if nukes are real. Pakistan informed America that any nuclear attack on Iran would be met with a Pakistani nuclear attack on Israel. Pakistan informed France and America that if any country intervenes against Israel and Iran, the Pakistani army will enter the war with Iran against Israel. So that would be quite interesting. Because Bobby Fischer used to talk about Pakistan. Not that we're obviously fans of Pakistan, but I would say I'm less of a fan of Israel than I am of Pakistan. So that would be interesting. It's just like a bit of Hughes. Haifa getting pounded. Wow. Okay. Skies over Jordan. I mean, they look a bit like UFOs, don't they? Glistening. Like, it's funny, everyone in Jordan's cheering these missiles. That's how much they hate Israel. I mean, the thing is, I think most people, especially in the Middle East, they fucking hate Israel. And they hate their government, Palestinians cheering them. I mean, maybe the Iron Dome. That looks quite a substantive attack. Look at that. Yesterday's Britain, a better Britain. I mean, look at that. Do you know, see as well, I don't know if that's London, but if that was London, I mean, a car, like a guy working a 9 to 5 would have afforded that, no problem. Now what would that cost you? Like what? How much would a house like that in London cost? 5-6 million? Less than that? Maybe 2-3 million? I just don't know, but just completely unaffordable. And it'll be like Jews and Pakistanis will live in it. So this was in Lebanon. It was a wedding. I mean, this kind of sums up how gay the whole thing is. I mean, this kind of just sort of sums up the gayness. Is that my fool? No. They're having like a wee wedding, and there's these there's these missiles flying past.